today. He is a 4-time FHSAA state finalist, 2-time state champion, 3-time NHSCA placer, fourth, fifth, and fourth. We've got Calais Nazario from Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. Calais, thank you so much for taking your time. I know we had to reschedule a couple of times, but we're here. Thank you for being here. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So let's just briefly talk about your high school career. You went to Matter Lakes. You wrestled for JD and Brandon, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at what age did you actually start wrestling?
So I started wrestling in seventh grade, and then I had my first high school season in eighth grade. So
Okay.
about like 6 to 7 years, basically.
Okay, awesome. So you had a great high school career, obviously 4-time state finalist. Not too many people can say that. 2-time state champ, not too many people could say that. So you started your recruiting process. When did you first realize college wrestling was something that you wanted to pursue?
I mean, basically my whole goal when I started wrestling was to get on scholarship and get go to college and get my degree. But then as I kept wrestling and falling in love with the sport, I realized maybe I could just do something too with it. Maybe wrestle in college and become a NCAA All American, or whether it was Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, NAI, JUCO doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, it sure doesn't matter. I always tell people college wrestling is college wrestling. Obviously, there are levels to this stuff. D1 is the elite,
Yeah.
obviously, but if you're wrestling in college, I don't care what level it is, you're a stud. So, did coaches find you first or did you reach out to them?
Yeah, so coaches found me first. It was actually pretty cool because after they made that rule where you have to be like a certain grade to get recruited, which is
Right.
yeah, so 10th grade, as soon as it hits the summer of like June, I think 15th or 14th, that's when you can start getting recruited. And I remember my 10th grade year after season during that summer, I actually got as soon as it hit like 12:04, I got a coach texting me right away. So that was pretty cool.
Do you
So
remember what school that was?
yeah, it was George Mason. I got
Okay.
I got texted by Dean Heil. He was a two or
Oh
two
yeah.
time NCAA champion. So it was
Yeah. Didn't he go where Heil went to? Where did he go?
he went to Okie State.
Oklahoma State. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. What tournaments or events helped you gain the most exposure? I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, you have to go to Fargo," but what other tournaments do you think were big for you to get noticed?
I mean, really, any national tournament, to be honest. I mean, if you turn your head at a national tournament, there's going to be a coach there, whether we said D1, D2, D3, and then
Right.
I go. But I mean, definitely the tournament that made me get the most looks and where I got nationally ranked and where like I got the most eyes laid on me was at Elite Eight for sure, because that tournament just straight hammers. Like college is
Yeah.
always looking at that tournament.
And how'd you do there?
There I went well my junior year when I went, I'm pretty sure I went 2-3 or 2-4. I took
Okay.
out the number 19 kid in the country my junior year, but I didn't get ranked after. And then this past year I went 1-2. I got injured in my third match against the number 10 kid in the country. I popped my elbow the first 30 seconds. I still finished the match, won 12-7. And
Wow.
after that match is when I got nationally ranked on flow.
That's awesome. Once you hit those national rankings, the college coaches are going to come sniffing around for sure. How many schools would you say were actively recruiting you?
Actively like on me, I'd say about like six.
Okay. Can you name those schools? Do you remember who they were?
Yeah, it was obviously SIUE, and then Northern Colorado, and then I had South Dakota, SDSU hitting me up. SU was on me, and then I also had George Mason, like I said, and then missing a few others. But those were the ones that were on me. Like I can remember texting me like daily.
And what made certain coaches stand out from other coaches? Did you have any coaches that kind of stood out more than the others for you, or not really?
Um, I would say not really, but I would definitely say for SIUE coach DT, the difference that he made for sure was when he used to hit me up, he would always ask me how I was doing first.
That's nice. I
Yeah,
like that. So he definitely showed he cared.
yeah.
Um, how often were you communicating with college coaches during the recruiting process? Was it like a weekly thing, a daily thing, or a monthly thing? How'd that go for you?
It's definitely a monthly thing, but the more and more they get on you, it becomes more of like a weekly slash daily thing. You know,
Yeah.
like at first when they start recruiting you, they'll shoot you a text like, "Hey, how's everything? Fill this out, fill this form out, so we can see how's everything going." Then maybe they'll take about like 2 to 3 weeks to hit you back up again, and the next time they hit you up will be a week, and then it goes like days and days and days.
Were there any schools that you really were hoping would contact you that just didn't?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like at the end of the day, when you're a kid, you want to go wrestle at the biggest schools. You want to go to Okie State. You want to go to Penn State. You want to go to VT.
Right.
But realistically, at the end of the day, it really is hard going Division 1 in wrestling, and it is hard going to a Big Ten school or ACC school or I could have went to those schools. I could have maybe waited my way out or waited for this past season to go by to see my other options. But I mean, it's just the way God laid everything out. So.
Yeah. Now, did you take 5 official visits?
Um, no, I took 3 official before I made my official decision.
And who were those 3 schools that you visited?
I went to Campbell first, and then I went to University of Northern Colorado second, and then my last one was SIUE.
Now, Nickerson was already gone from Northern Colorado at the time, right? Coach Troy Nickerson, he was already at West Point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah, he was. So out of those 3 schools that you actually took a visit to, which one impressed you the most?
Impressed? I mean, SIUE. I'd have to give it to them for sure. But
Forget them. Other than them,
yeah, yeah. Other than them, I'd say definitely Northern Colorado. Them being in the Big 12 school. I mean, the school was huge. The campus was huge. I mean, and it was in Colorado. Like they were, bro. They had me do. No wonder why they're different over there. Like the cardio goes crazy. They had me go on the speed bike for like 10 seconds. I got off, ran to the bathroom, threw up everywhere. It's way different. That what the elevation they call it is crazy.
it
And then
is.
witnessing the practices too, like man, they just go too. They're just grinders. It's crazy. I mean, they're Division 1 like stamped on them. Period.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Colorado, we were driving. We were about 16,000 feet above sea level, and I looked at a dude that was next to me, my buddy, and I said, "Dude, I don't feel good. I feel dizzy." He's like, "Ah, you're full of shit. It's in your head." I'm like, "It ain't in my head." I had to pull over. I'm vomiting all over the place. So that is real, man.
It's crazy. It's
that
crazy.
is that is real. Let me ask you this. So I'm always talking about social media and recruiting. Kids don't realize that coaches are going to look at your social media. So it's very important to keep your social media clean. You don't want to have, stupid shit on there. Would you agree with that or would you disagree with that?
Oh man, I mean, 100%. I mean, when when I sat down and talked to these college coaches, the first thing that they said that they look at is your social media. I mean, at the end of the day, social media is how you get out. I mean, it's a platform for you to grow and get out with yourself. So if you're posting stuff that makes you look bad on there, that's a first impression of you. So it's
Exactly.
like it's just I 100% agree with that at the end of the day. Period.
So any high schoolers that are listening to this podcast, now you heard it from the horse's mouth. It's not just some old man that's telling you. This is a guy that's right around your age that's telling you keep your social media clean. You don't need to be putting posts on your Instagram with a blunt in your hand or a beer in your hand or whatever it may be. It's going to hurt you. I'm telling you, you may think you look cool, but you don't. Not to these coaches. They don't want that on their team. It doesn't fit with their cultures. Trust me. But you heard it from Calais. All right. Were you ever told, I'm sorry, what advice would you give high schoolers about what they post online?
I mean, obviously nothing bad first of all, but if you want to have good looks and like good first impression, I'd say, I mean, show like a little bit of personality. Maybe post like your friends, your family, show them how
Yeah,
much you love them, how much you care about them. And if you're not like that, I mean, it's fine. Then just post the wrestling. Like
yeah.
post what you want to be known for at the end of the day.
That's great advice. Great advice. All right. So, choosing a school, what were the biggest factors for you in choosing your college?
first definitely the offer, and then after that, let me stop. But after that, I'd say definitely the head coach, because at the end of the day, it's a big change. Like you're moving states, like you're going away from home, so
Right.
you would obviously want to know, like, am I gonna be good with this coach for the next 2 to 4 years? Whether you transfer or not, am I gonna be good with this team for the next 2 to 4 years? Am I gonna view them how I view the family I view at home or have at home? So I'd say the first thing you got to look at is the coaches, the environment, and then, I mean, if you want to stay at that college, like, I mean, I remember going to Campbell, and I was like, the college campus was just so small, and I was just like, yeah, like I can't see myself here for the next 2 to 4 years, whether I
Yeah.
transfer or not. So
Right.
I'd say definitely make sure you're comfortable, make sure you like the people around you. I mean, obviously you don't know them yet, but from the 2 to 3 days you're on that visit, you could get to know someone pretty well.
Now, when you went on your visit, did you have a wrestler that was assigned to you to kind of show you around and hang with you?
Oh yeah, I mean, for Campbell, it was Kendrick Hodge. Me and him were pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
We're pretty cool. So he had me sign around, and then for University of Northern Colorado, it was Fretwell. Me and Fretwell were pretty chill too. I mean, that's my boy since like forever.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, that was the funnest one. And then SIUE, I had Danny Martinez and Hayden Witten. So I mean, it's just all boys all around. It's pretty fire.
It's so cool to hear that all these Florida guys were at those schools that were recruiting you. Florida's come such a long way. Back when I was wrestling in the early to mid '80s, before you were even born, you didn't see so many Florida guys in the D1 level. But
Yeah,
now it's common. You're gonna go to any college and see Florida guys and girls. It's incredible. I love it.
that's great.
Um, what did you learn during your campus visits about each school? What was the biggest takeaways?
I mean, the biggest takeaways is like, I mean, really just the environment. I like to, like, the one thing I looked at, or what colleges do a good job at, is when they take you around the school campus, they try and take you around while school is going on. So you can see like the students around, you can see like maybe how the cafeteria works, how the library works, how the kids study, how they switch classes. So I mean, definitely seeing like how clean the schools were and how more polite the other schools were. Like I remember going to Campbell and I seen like a group of kids just like being loud and like obnoxious, and like I was like, like obviously kids will be kids at the end of the day, but I can't see myself there. So then I would go to SIUE. I saw everyone was like really to themselves, or like maybe like a group here, a group there. Everything was so clean. Everyone, I seen someone like drop something that wasn't even theirs and they picked it back up. And I was like, wow, like not only is the team cool, but the whole college is cool.
Yeah, for sure. I had a friend of mine, a teammate, back in 1983. His name was Steve Apicella, and he placed second in the state tournament in '83. And he got recruited, and he went to SIUE. He went to Edwardsville. He had a really good career. There was another guy there from Florida named Eric Morgan. I don't know if they're on any lists on your walls over there, but those are two Florida guys that went there a long time ago. And I remember my friend Steve. He loved it there. He said that he just loved his 4 years that were there. So hopefully you'll have the same experience. Um, what was the hardest part of the recruiting process for you?
I mean, definitely the hardest part for sure at the end of the day is having to say no to the other coaches. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just so hard having to send that text, having to call that call. I mean, because at the end of the day, you just like you feel bad for them, because for all those weeks and months that they were texting you, you build like
right,
kind of a little relationship with them.
right.
Like just knowing that sending that final text, knowing that you won't talk to them again is pretty tough.
But at the end of the day, I mean, they know that it's a business. It really is.
Yeah,
A lot of high school kids don't realize recruiting is a business. They want you. They're going to show you what they can give you. You're trading your wrestling for an education, so it is a very important decision. But they understand when they hear no's. Trust me, they hear it a lot. They get it. Um, I think it's really important now to do it the right way, though, more now than ever because of the transfer portal. You always want to keep those doors open because who knows, SIUE, you might hate it. You love it now, But when you actually get there and they start, because listen, when they're recruiting you, they're a whole lot different than they are once they already got you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I hear stories about that all the time. So you always want to do it the right way and keep it cordial and keep that door open because hey, you may wind up there one day. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, 100%. I always say, always make sure you play your cards right because you never know what can happen at the end of the day. And with
Right.
how the transfer portal is now, I mean, you have one good season and you're out of there. So I mean, or you stay, or it just how you know how it is. It's crazy in the wrestling world.
Yep. Now you actually haven't competed for SIU yet. You just graduated, so you're going to be there soon. Are you there right now, or you're going to show up in August?
No, in August, I'm
August. Okay. So you'll be there in August. Um, forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, so you haven't really experienced the college wrestling yet, but just from what you feel, how different is college wrestling from high school wrestling?
I mean, I'd say it's definitely a huge jump, especially at the Division 1 level. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not it's not a 1A FHSCA high school wrestling tournament.
right.
It's not a tournament down the road that you go against your other schools in the county. It's Division 1 grind wrestling. You're breaking your body every day in practice as well. It's like a job. What I like to say, like
It
when I
is.
tell people, if you want to wrestle Division 1, it's literally a job. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no game.
Yeah, you're committing to a job for 4 years, and you got to do your job, or you're going to get fired. You won't be there.
Literally. And if you get fired, then that's it. There's nothing else.
That's it. You're done. You're done. So yeah, you definitely got to give it your all. It is like I said. There's levels to this, and you chose the highest level. Your accolades would show that you'll be able to handle it, but everyone's different, man. Some kids love it, some kids hate it, some kids, they just got to grind to just keep their head above water. I think you're going to do just fine, but that is yet to be seen. I'm sure you're very excited to show what you can do at the college level.
Yeah, very.
I'm sure. What do you wish you had done differently in high school to prepare for college wrestling, if anything? Do you think there's anything you could have done differently to prepare?
I mean, how we just talked about it, about how being committed, I would say definitely to the kids out there, like that know if you're set that you want to wrestle in college by 8th grade, how I would say be fully committed to it right there and then. Because I would say I slacked a little bit off my freshman and sophomore year, and those were the 2 years where I took second at states, and there was maybe a time where I didn't want to go to practice because I was a little tired, or maybe I don't want to go to practice because there was a girl somewhere waiting for me, or I don't want to go to practice because I just didn't want to like cut weight. And in the Division 1 level, that doesn't swing at all. You miss one day of practice, that's like 3 days to someone else that just trained for four
Right.
hours a day plus a lift. So I mean, I would say just be ready, be committed from as soon as you know you want to wrestle in college until you graduate. So you already have that grind, you already have that mental state, like you already have that dog built in you. So
Yep.
when you get to college, you're not a little puppy. Like you already know you're getting yourself into. You feel me?
You got to be a dog. You got to be a big dog because you miss one practice or you hook up with one chick during practice and you make that decision. There's 4 or 5 other guys your weight class that are waiting to jump in and take your job.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Hey, let alone not only will you mess up like competition wise, but college isn't like high school. You have a roster trying to take over your spot. You have guys trying to take over your spot. It's not like little Johnny in 6th period trying to take over your spot in high school.
Right.
These actual like contenders. You feel me?
Right. You got guys. Your whole lineup up and down is state champs, just like you are.
Yeah,
So there's no scrubs at the Division 1 level. You
not,
know,
not even
the
close.
the scrubbiest guy is a state champ. So it really is like that. It's crazy to think, but the scrub of your team is a state champ somewhere. So it's really
Great.
crazy. Everybody's tough. Um, what else was I going to ask you? Oh, advice for high school wrestlers. If you could give one piece of recruiting advice to a freshman, what would it be?
One piece to recruiting advice to a freshman, I would just say learn how to talk. Like definitely, you don't want to like have to talk to a college coach and start stuttering or
Right.
start forgetting things. So I'd say definitely, mentally prepare yourself, train yourself. I mean, even if you're crazy enough to go look at yourself in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself to get
Right.
ready, I mean, like, how bad do you want it? At the end of the day, that's what people say. So I mean,
What mistakes do you see high school wrestlers making during the recruitment process?
um, I would definitely say what we were just talking about: posting dumb stuff on social media,
Yeah,
profanity, like definitely don't curse in front of a college coach. Don't post yourself on Instagram cursing. Don't post yourself with the middle finger.
just a
But
bad look.
just it's a horrible look. That's the worst thing you could do because these college coaches, they hit up your number, they get to know you, then they put your name through the system, which goes through your all your socials, all the pictures you have, and then it's like if they see something like that, then you're done.
Yeah.
So definitely just that.
How important are grades compared to wrestling accomplishments?
Huge. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like when you're a kid, like eighth grade, freshman year, and they're like, "Get on your grades, get on your grades." I'm telling you, that's all they look at. You laugh, you snicker, you're like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever." All that matters is winning states.
Right.
Bro, I've seen people that haven't even sniffed the state title, but just because their grades are 10 times better than a four-time state champ, the college will take them all day. Because it's like
Exactly.
they broke it down to me like this: why would I take a four-time state champ with bad grades that they think can't last and will drop out in a year or two, rather than a grinder, a tough runner-up with a 4.0 GPA that they'll know will graduate at that college?
Exactly. Not to mention, people don't realize these teams are only getting 9.9 scholarships per year. They love the kids with good grades because they can give them academic money and save that athletic money for kids that need it. So the grades are probably the number one most important thing in the recruiting process. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, listen to us. You're hearing it from two guys that know what they're talking about.
A thousand
The
percent. I can
thousand
be
percent
honest about
get
it.
your damn grades up. Get your grades up and prepare for your SATs and ACTs. Score high. Score as high as you can. You may be a four-time state champ. You may be an NHSA champ. You may have won Super 32 a time or two. But if your grades suck and your scores suck, guess what? You're wrestling JUCO. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So get your damn grades up. Uh, what can a wrestler with average results do to improve their recruiting opportunities?
With average results, you said?
Yeah, with average wrestling results, what can they do to improve their recruiting opportunities? Other than having great grades, obviously, that's going to be the most that will improve their recruiting opportunities. But other than grades, are there other things that they can do to improve their recruiting opportunities? Average kids?
I mean, if we're gonna take out grades and basically accolades, I'd definitely say connections is number one.
Yeah.
So watch out with the hand you shake and how you present yourself. And then second, I would say how you talk to them. I mean, if you're well taught, if you're well spoken, and you can like you could basically tell them like, hey, like I know I'm the best wrestler right now, but if you believe in me and you trust me, in the next 2 or 3 years, I will be the best wrestler you have on your roster. If you
Yeah.
say something like that, I mean, butter them up a little bit. But I'd say that's about it because it's pretty hard going D1 in wrestling, if I'm gonna be honest.
When you were getting recruited,
Mhm.
were there any questions that were asked to you that were kind of hard to answer? Did you have any questions that you kind of struggled with a little bit?
I mean, not really. They're just really simple and based with the questions. Like how's mom and dad? How's your family? How's high school?
Okay.
How's training? Nothing
Okay.
really, just a normal conversation.
Which coach had the best recruiting pitch?
Definitely Northern Colorado. Coach, what's his name? He was from South Dade. I can't believe I forgot his name. Hall, Coach Hall. He was
Oh,
my
that's right. Earl is at, I forgot, Earl Hall is there.
yeah. I remember on the way back to the airport, it was like a 2 hour drive, and we were just talking the whole time, and I was just like, dang, like I could really see Earl Hall being my coach. But
Yeah.
like we said, you never know what could happen, but we'll stay at that.
Yeah. What did he say to you that was that really had you thinking?
I mean, it was just the flow of the conversation. You know, he just when you have two Florida guys with each other, I mean, it flows pretty well. And not only that, but I could tell he was just a great coach and guy in general. I mean, he just met like the whole time I was there for those 3 days. I just felt so comfortable. Like you know, when you enter a new environment, you're usually like a little iffy.
Yeah.
As soon as I got there and I saw him and shook his hand, I just felt so comfortable. It was just different, like the way he was.
It's almost like having family there because you're both Dade County guys.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was good. But
That's cool.
instead of just the Florida County in general, just for all the kids in general, he was a good coach. So
Did you have a dream school growing up? Did you have a school
uh,
when you were younger that you were like, "Oh man, I really want to go to this school one day"?
I mean, I'd probably say Penn State. Like they were just always the best. But
Let me
it's,
ask you this: if Penn State was an opportunity and Cale came sniffing around and offered you a scholarship, would you have gone to Penn State knowing that it's going to be real tough to crack that lineup, or would you have still made your same decision, SIU?
um, being honest, full honesty, I would have for sure picked SIUE.
Okay, I think that's a smart decision because
Yeah.
you got a much better shot at cracking the lineup.
Hmm.
Will you get better at Penn State? Probably, but who wants to get their head kicked in for 4 to 5 years every day and possibly not make the lineup? That's I would make the same decision you did.
Because at the end
Um,
of the day, I mean, you could, like we just talked about, the transfer portal. You know, you crack the lineup, and let's say you have a good crazy season or two, then you can maybe go to your dream college getting paid. Come on.
right.
So,
Let's talk about the money now, and I know there may be things that you can't divulge, but obviously, from what heard from Brandon, you had a sick offer at SIU, um, probably not costing you much at all, if anything. Can you talk about that at all?
I'm not sure, but if I had to put it in a way, I would say, uh, like I'm getting in return. So,
Okay, okay, but that does put a lot of pressure on you to produce.
bro, it's a lot of pressure because when they sit you down and they look you eye to eye and they show you all that money right there, and like just the full or just, when they just show you their offer and they look you eye to eye, just you just know you're committed to something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to really grind because, they're putting all this money into you. They're burning some of their scholarship money,
Yeah,
athletic money, whatever it is. I'm sure you got a little academic, little athletic, whatever it was. They're giving that to you. You've got to show them return on their investment.
yeah.
And so
You don't want to be a bust because then not good.
what weight are you projected at?
57.
57. Are you comfortable there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now I walk around 60, so it's
Okay,
chill.
wow. So I'm
Yeah,
surprised if you're walking at 60, they weren't projecting you at 49, but that's great. You won't have to cut that much weight.
yeah. Because I mean, at the time I was walking around like 70. But after they told me to be ready for 57, that's when I started following my diet program. I've been lifting every day. I mean, I'm shredded down to the bone now. I'm in better shape than I was during the season right now.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
So you're going to show up ready to go, man.
of course, yeah,
And that shows them that you're committed too. You're not showing up all fat and fluffy. You're coming in the way you're supposed to be. That's awesome, man.
yeah.
What
Especially
what are you most excited about for the college, whether it's wrestling, academics, college life? What are you most excited about?
I mean, I definitely say that like the college experience first. You know, like I can't wait to see what it is to, I've been in Florida my whole life, so I can't wait to see what it is to finally move out of Florida and like see how it is in Chicago. Like see how the people are, how the food is, everything in general. And then I'd say after that, definitely the competition.
How big was Coach Brandon and Coach JD in your development? How big were they in that?
I could even tell you how big they were. I mean, Coach Brandon. I mean, he like I remember the first time I ever met him was at a jiu-jitsu practice. He was helping out with wrestling, and then I was just like a little fat chubby kid, like just hitting like single legs. And he was like, "Dang man, like you're gonna be good. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. You should just come like to Matter Lakes, be middle school, and go to high school, see what happens. And ever since that day, he's just always been on me. He's like a father. I mean, there was times where he had to pay for my meals. He paid for them.
Wow.
Um, I need somewhere to stay. He always came open arms. I mean, he's like a dad, and like to me, like he's one of the most important people in my life for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. And then JD, I mean, me and JD were always going head to head, you know, like because he, you know how JD is. He's loud. He's like this, like that. And then I used to be like a little kid, you know, and do little bad things. And he used to always be on me. So the whole time, I used to always think like JD had something against me. The whole time, he just loved me. I mean, I remember there was a time my junior year where my whole season could have basically ended before the state tournament, like really bad, like personal reasons. And the first person that came to me was JD. And the first person that helped me was JD. And I remember he sat me down. We had a conversation, and after that conversation was, I'd say, the day I really grew out of my little kid shoes.
Yeah. So that was your aha moment of growing up a little bit.
Yeah, that was like my I opened my eyes moment for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. How important is it to you to do well in college for those two guys?
I mean, it's everything to be honest, because like not only am I representing myself, but I'm representing them, and knowing that they put all that into me, if I could, you know, perform well, like that brings them back good energy. That brings them
Yeah.
back good, like looks, good everything. They could say let's say I do All American soon, the next 2 or 3 years. They could say they coached a Division One All American,
Yep.
and the first credit I'd give is JD and Nightfield, because like I said, when I had nothing to eat, they fed me. When I know where to sleep, they made sure I had a roof over my head, and when I needed someone to go to, I went to them. So
Yeah. Those are important men. Those are
yeah, for sure.
definitely important men. Um, who were your boys in high school? Who'd you hang with?
Huh. Oh, my best friend is definitely Damian Soto. I know you know about him for sure.
Yeah.
Crazy state run last year. And then the Messinas for sure. Yeah, I know you know Kellen and Keegan. The
Yeah,
both
of
state.
course.
Kellen just won 2 times. Mason Odell, the Odell boys. Those are my boys forever. Like all these people I'm talking about right now, we've all known each other since we were about 8 years old,
Yeah.
10 years old. From
That's why I love Matter Lakes, man. It's a homegrown team. Those
yeah,
kids, y'all started when you were little. Y'all came up, so it's like almost like every meet you guys were going to war for each other,
yeah, and
literally.
like I remember during the season, my other two brothers, Chris Green and Bruce. I mean, like they were always hurt, but they would always be like, man, like not only would they give up on themselves, but they're giving up on the family. Like we're not just a high school team. We've known each other for years and years and years. So
Right.
if you give up on us, that's like giving up on your brother.
Yep.
You would never give up on your brother. Come on.
Exactly. I love Bruce. He's one of my favorite kids. Everybody knows that. I make it very, very known. I think he's a great kid. I love his dad. His dad helped my son get hired onto a fire department.
Oh, that's
But
great.
yeah, Bruce is. People don't realize how good that kid can be, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was my practice partner all season, and I remember there were some practices where I'd go in, like still being the senior, like a little slouchy, like, it wouldn't happen much. It was like 2 or 3 times out of the season. But he
Yeah,
would make sure that he would grab me and drill me and go hard. And I'm like, wow, like, yo, Bruce, like, we've always known, but the more and more the years go by, the more you see it for sure.
yeah, exactly. I think uh, I think he's going to be just fine. I can't wait to see where he goes to college. But anyways, I'm gonna let you get your Saturday started. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I think people got to learn a lot about Calais Nazario, a little bit more than they did. I wish you all the best of luck at Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. I think they got a blue chip. I think you're going to be an All American. I don't know when, I don't know how many times, but I think it will happen. I believe in you. So go show them what the Florida boys can do.
Sounds good. Won't let you down, Ricky.
I know you won't. All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Later.